and you're expecting it to be something else, and then it's like water, and it's like the worst tasting water you've ever had because like your taste buds were ready for like Sprite or lemonade or tea or something, and then it's just water. It's just like it's yeah, it's so upsetting. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's like an hour late, but it's all good. I Royal, I made some emotes on 7TV. I put a few in there if you want to check them out. I can't stop him. I can't stop him. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. So the cat knows what I'm talking about. Um, so quick question. I was watching back my VOD yesterday because I was looking for a clip of Bentley that I took. Come in here. Come here. Come. Come in here. Come. Here, look. Bentley. In the room. Come. Okay. So I was looking through the VOD yesterday. No, not rupees. um, and the video quality of the VOD was really bad. Like the big camera, that quality was really bad. Is that how it showed up on your stream yesterday? Because I had it set to 1080p. I swapped out the old camera for this other one that I had in my other room. This is a higher quality camera. Because when I look at it through Streamlabs, it looks perfectly fine. But when I watched the VOD, I was like, oh, this is bad. This is really bad. Um, well, the little camera of me was clear. Like, it was perfectly fine. Um, the big camera behind the little inset was, like, kind of rough. Let me see what it looks like on my iPad. I don't know what it's focusing on either. It's struggling. Right now I'm using the Logitech Brio, which is a 4K camera. Yesterday I was using this old one. It's the C910, which I've had it for such a long time, but I never used it. But it's a 1080p camera. It says 1080p on there, and I had um, made the settings on Streamlabs to make sure it comes out. Yeah. I don't know why it keeps happening. Focus. This camera is annoying me. Like, it won't focus when I need it to focus. So what do you use instead of a webcam? You just use your phone? Maybe, yeah, the lens is clean. Maybe it was just super stretched out on my monitor. Because the monitor that I was watching it on is bigger than my MacBook monitor. I think it's like a 32 inch. No, 28 inch. Either way, it's wider than this. Yeah, the lens is clean. I'll go clean it again. In here, look. It is a bit hazy. Okay. I'm gonna open up on my computer, see how I look. Okay, so its quality says 1080p 60. I just never know what it's focusing on. Okay, so its quality says 1080p 60. Focus on the butter. Yeah, see, this bigger camera should be higher quality than the smaller camera. It's weird. Okay. This is weird. It's hard for me to configure this because I don't know what it looks like on your end. Alright, this bread is going in the oven. And that's going to be in there for about 45 minutes. Yeah, okay, see, I'm looking at my stream on Twitch, and it looks like crap. No, I have I don't have OBS. I have Streamlabs. Uh, should I use OBS? Because on Streamlabs, I can see what people are seeing, but it's also a smaller thingamabobber. Yeah, it looks fine in Streamlabs. Yeah, so the settings on Streamlabs right now for output, for video, it says base resolution 1920 x 1080. Then output scaled, it says 1920 x 1080. The downscale filter, it says bilinear. Well, I don't know what that means. Maybe a camera is the way to go, like a regular camera. No, no worries. I just needed feedback to see how it looks on your end. Because I don't know if it's always looked like this. Because I swapped out the old camera for the newer one, and it still kind of looks the same. Okay. Can you send me their uh, thing on Whispers, or if they're in Discord? Oh, okay, okay, all right, cool. Sometimes I have to like open up the camera and like switch it off and then switch it back on.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
No. You think it could be the light that's messing up the camera? Let's see what happens if I lower the light. Yeah, I'll ask. I'll ask. I just want to see if anyone had any tips in my chat. My Instagram? I use my iPhone. I just use this. I've been debating just not doing the MacBook and just doing it off my phone. Like making it a source from my desktop. Because I'm going to get a new phone and then I can have two setups for the phone. But then, like, do I just sell these webcams? But yeah, I only use my phone for my IG. Chocolate chip. Okay, yeah, no worries. All right, let's get to this cookie dough. 20 ounces? Oh, that's a gigantic. That's a gigantic. All right, two. Ah, not 22. Okay, 10 ounces of salted butter, unsalted butter. What are you barking at? Okay. Oh, I did figure out how to separate my desktop audio from the Twitch VOD audio. But again, it's the issue with the microphone picking it up. So I think I need to get like a microphone to pin here, so it's far enough away from the computer, so that it doesn't pick up any music. Okay, 10 ounces of butter, 8 ounces of granulated sugar. That's a lot. Yeah, so it actually walks you through it on the Streamlabs website. I'll send you the. Oh, you use OBS, but on that same page, it had instructions for OBS. So that's 8 ounces of sugar, 10 ounces of butter, and it also has 10 ounces of brown sugar. Okay, I'm 0.4 ounces away, so I'm just gonna add a little bit more white sugar. This is the so I'm making cookies and cream cookies. So instead of chocolate chips, I'm adding chopped up Oreos. Making some snacks for the plane ride on Friday. Oreos are? What do you mean? I'm going to Australia. And Oreos are vegan. Yeah, also those muffins I made yesterday, I posted them to my Instagram story. I, I'm, I'm going for a wedding. I posted the muffins to the Instagram story, and my mom's like, "Can you deliver?" And I was like, "Mom, we live too far away. I'll bring them on Friday." But yeah, now I sold a bunch of them, so now I'm just left with one solitary muffin. No, no, no. I'll make a small batch of muffins, and then she can eat those on the plane on Friday. Yeah, she loves lemon. Like she absolutely loves lemon. Come on. What is my water pitcher? Um, it's in the sink. It's in the sink. There was a bunch of dog hair in it, so I had to pour it out. But I do have my regular one with a lid. This is too much spatula. I do like spicy foods to an extent. Where did I put my little blue spatula? It's not in the sink. Ah, it's green. Green spatula. Come on, camera, work with me here. Alright, you see how fluffy that is? This camera is annoying me now. There. Is that focused? Did it focus? No? Okay. That's how fluffy we want it when we mix sugar and eggs when we make cookies. We want to get it nice and fluffy. Yeah. That's okay. Bentley, you're destroying people's eardrums. The bread is looking really nice in the oven. Yeah, I think with spicy food, I don't really like to eat it when I'm sick, and it is kind of like I don't crave it all the time. Bentley, enough. Hey, hey, go in here. Come in there. Go here. No, in here. Look. In here. Okay, so spicy foods. I don't crave it all the time, but I do enjoy it. It also depends on the cuisine. Okay, so here we got 2 eggs, and we're gonna put a splash of vanilla in it. It is, but I can handle that spice. I think it's the specific spices, because I'm used to Indian food. What spice is harder for me? It's like hot peppers. If anything, like Thai chili, I love Thai chili, but just a little bit too much, it's inedible for me. Add the second egg. Well, the thing is, a lot of Indian restaurants in this country tone down their spice, for so they can get non-Indians to come and eat the food. So if you go to a restaurant and ask them, and they ask you how spicy you would want it, I would say get like a 3 or 4 to start with, and then the next time, if you think you can handle it spicier, just say, "Can I get it the next level up?" But for each dish, I don't know. It's really different. It's not like each dish is a different level of spice. It's more flavor, and then the spice is on top of that. So it all depends on what kind of flavor you like. No, 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 no. I was saying 3 or 4 out of 10, not 5. 3 or 4 out of 10. If it's a scale of 5, ask them for a 1 or 2 first. especially since you're not familiar with the spice level of Indian food. Chicken tikka masala is not an Indian dish. It is an English dish. It was made by an Englishman. Avoid the vindaloo your first time because vindaloo is a traditionally spicy dish. It's like drunken noodles. It's always going to be spicy. Well, there are some vegetarian dishes like anything with paneer. Paneer is a cheese, so it'll already like lessen the spice because of the dairy. Um, but yeah, chicken tikka masala is not an Indian dish. It's on every Indian menu because that's like what most people get, that and butter chicken. But it's not an Indian dish. So stupid. Okay. Oh, I guess we in an ad break. You so stupid. What's so stupid? Yeah, I did. Does that place have decent ratings, Luna? Yeah, what are the ratings on that place? Is my computer connected to the wrong Wi-Fi? No. You need the cookies? Yeah, all my hobbies. I prefer to weigh everything. That way, each time I make it, it's the same. Whereas if I were to use cups, it's not as accurate. And if I were to share the recipe with someone and they weighed it, they would get more or less the same result. But yeah, I always weigh everything when I'm baking. Yeah, yeah. And like these scales aren't that expensive. They're really they're fairly cheap. Oh, you need this recipe? Um, I forget you don't have Discord, right? That's crazy. Tasting colors and hear and seeing music, or the other way. Yeah. Yeah. I think we need to add more Oreos to this. Sorry, I zoomed out to see if the quality would be any better, but it's not. It's not any better. Let me just give this one more mix, and then I'll show you how it looks. Also, when you make cookie dough from scratch, you can keep it in your freezer for up to about 3 months, and it'll still be safe to bake and eat in 3 months' time. What the heck? You heard that cracking noise, right? That was a spatula. Yeah, that was a spatula. I don't know where it cracked. I see it. I see it. No, and I hardly ever use this one, but it's like I see it. It's like right here. Alright, well, there's a cookie dough. Yeah, did I forget something? No, I did not forget anything. It is just a thick cookie dough. Wait, what? That sucks. Oh my god. Okay, so one time at the when I was at the restaurant, it was also part of a resort, and there was a couple staying at the resort, and they had called the kitchen, and were like, "Hey, um, can you make us a gender reveal cake?" I was like, "Sure, no problem." So I started making the gender reveal cake, and mind you, it's pink on the inside. They, the management of the restaurant and the resort, uh, the management at the restaurant and the resort forgot that the owners were coming in. They also forgot that it was one of the owners' birthdays. So they came back and they're like, we're taking this cake. This cake is now for the owners." I'm like, "It is a bright pink gender reveal cake. What are you talking about?" And they're like, "We don't care. We're gonna give it to we're gonna give it to the owners. And it was nonsense like that made me quit. I was like, I can't deal with this nonsense anymore. It was a girl, yeah. It was the mother, like the the owner's wife, like the main owner's wife. Yeah, it is entitlement. And I was like, that was towards the end of my shift, so I was like, excuse me, hey, hey, hey. Exactly. If you're gonna tell me not to upset him, you can at least spell his name right, Royal. Bentley got my back. Yeah, he's protecting me from the people doing their job. No, you're fine, Seren. Yeah, it's Royal. I'm calling out Royal because he even made the command. Hey, he made the dog command on Stream Elements, and he's still spelling it wrong, even though he spelled it correctly on there. Yeah, see, he spelled it correctly there. Yeah. Do I like Wendy's? I haven't had Wendy's in such a long time. Yeah, it means butterfly, and the reason they're called a papillon is because hold on. Is because when his hair grows long, because his ears are pointed up like this, when the hair grows long, it looks like butterfly wings. So that's why they're called papillons. This is a 3/4 scoop. This is the one I use for my orders. But I do have quite a few other ones. Like if I were to do giant cookies, I would use this 4-ounce scoop. I have this, I think 1-ounce scoop. Yeah. And then I have this, what is this? 1 5/8 scoop. Justice for Bentley. I hate cake pop orders. There's only one person that I will make cake pops for, and that's because she's a family friend, and I made them for her 30th birthday and one of her wedding events. But other than that, no. Actually, sorry, there's two people. I made them for another person, but they pay me a lot for the cake pops. I'm like, cake pops aren't cheap because one, I don't like doing them, and two, they're just a hassle. Correct on both counts. Yeah. And it's like, nah, he's done in a little bit. Yeah, I don't know. It's hold on, give me one moment. Okay. Yeah, Bentley is on one. Whenever I stream on Tuesdays, every other Tuesday the gardeners come, so it's just gonna be like a weekly Tuesday, or a bi-monthly Tuesday thing. Right, I do charge them. I'm like, so like, can you make cake pops? I'm like, I can, but this is how much they're gonna cost per cake pop. And they're like, yeah, that's fine. I'm like, okay, say less. Because then after I make the cake pops, I have bunch of leftover cake pop material, like the sticks, the bags, um, and I'm like, I don't want these. Smash cake, exactly. Like, wouldn't you rather just have like a bunch of mini cupcakes? Or regular cupcakes? Like, there's only so much you can do to make cake pops look nice. And I don't like doing like intricate design on everything. Dun, 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 dun. Cake as it is intended, yes. So I actually, last year, I made a baptism cake for one of my old friends. His son was getting baptized. And I was like really concerned with the decoration because of what they wanted. And then like the actual texture of the cake. And then that afternoon, I got a call from him and I started to panic. And I was like, oh shit, something happened with the cake. Like they hated it. They hated it. And on the phone, he was like, yo, that lemon cake. He was deadpan. He was like, yo, that lemon cake you made. I was like, yeah. He's like, that might be the best lemon cake I've ever had. I'm like, oh, thank God. I thought you were going to tell me it sucked. But yeah, I'd rather do that than make a cake pop. I'd rather be stressed out over a cake than make cake pops. Exactly. But then this time I was just like, because I decorated the cake and I was like, oh, I had a struggle trying to get what they wanted onto that cake, and then they took it, and then I was like, oh, just constantly worrying until I hear back from them, and then finally heard back, and I was like, oh, thank goodness. That also happened with this gigantic wedding cake I made. It was like a 5-layer cake. 5-tier cake, but only 3 of the tiers were cake. I drove 2 hours with my brother to go set it up, and then left. And then the whole evening, I was like, "Oh my god, the cake fell over! The cake fell over! Something happened with the cake. Why haven't I heard anything about the cake?" And my one of my friends was at the wedding, and I was just waiting. I was like, "Yo, did something happen to the cake?" And she wasn't replying. And then the next day, they're like, "Oh my god, that cake was there? It was like the star of the show." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Oh, thank goodness." Well, he didn't pick it up. His sister came and picked up the cake. So I was like, "Yeah." Yeah. Yeah, yes. Cursing is fine. We pan fry them first, and then we cover them in the sauce. Why won't it focus? Bentley, I thought you were done. Uh, there are times, Saren, where I've reached out to people and they don't reply back. So I'm like, you can tell me if you didn't like it. I won't be offended. But then there are some people that would leave like a review on Google, and I'm like, oh, amazing, cool. Yeah, like I made a red velvet cake for this person. She ordered it for her daughter's sweet 16, and I was like, I know this cake is good. Why haven't I heard anything back from them? So then I reached out to them a few weeks later, and they never replied. And I was like, oh, I guess they hated it. Even if they didn't hate it, they didn't tell me anything. I wish you could see this in crystal clear HD quality. I really need to figure this out. Because I want what I see to be what you see. And the color on my screen is better than the color on Twitch. Crystal, remember that little air bubble from the beginning? You know, you can't really tell. It's like not there anymore. I think it might need a little bit longer in the oven. Yeah, I think it might need a little bit longer in the oven. Yeah. Thank you. I worked on them tirelessly. Right, the final payment includes compliments. Like, it's just common courtesy to reach out. Homemade bread is the best, yes. And I like it because I know what I put in the bread, and it's cheaper. And yeah, sure, it takes a lot more time, but it's cheaper. Well, that's you. You're a different species. Oh, so with bread, I tap the bottom to make sure it's hollow, because if there's a hollow sound, um, it means it's cooked all the way through. Unless I'm tripping. Saren, is that correct, or is that just for sourdough? All I know is my Austrian bread teacher would always take every loaf we made and just tap it on the bottom to make sure it was cooked all the way through. So I just do that now.